What's going on YouTube? It's your boy Trey with John, and welcome back to another YouTube video. Today we're going to be talking about psychological levels. I got this request from one of the comments, and it's an amazing topic to talk about, right? It was something I was very much confused on in the beginning of my trading journey. And I just kind of want to break it down and explain to you guys exactly what these psychological levels are, what they mean, and how you can begin trading them. So, guys, simple as this, right? You guys didn't know this, right? Banks, hedge funds, right? Big institutional players, they trade in the foreign exchange market, and they're typically the ones moving the market, right? They're the ones moving the market up, moving it down. These big shifts in momentum, big shifts in change of the currencies, they're the ones, manipulating price. Now, these banks, right? They like to play off of psychological levels. Now, what are psychological levels? By psychological levels, right, is pretty much anything ending in a 000, right? Or a 500. Now, also on top of that, right, we can also talk about the quarter points, right? Quarter points are the levels in between the psychological levels. So for example, that'll be 250 and then 750. Okay, so these are considered your psychological levels. Now, let's go ahead and let's map these out on the actual chart here. We can see exactly you guys can see exactly what I mean. Right, so 53, right? So .000, you see that .000. So we'll keep that there, and I'll change this text to 000 so that you guys know. And then we'll come all the way down to 152 flat, right? 152 flat. 152.000. Cool. So right here we have the two institutional levels. Now, if we go ahead, we're going to mark up the 500. Perfect. And then we're also going to do now quarter points, right? So that's going to be 750. I'll change this one black here. 750. Awesome. We'll change it to 750. And then we also have 250. Perfect. Okay. So if you guys take a look at these levels, right, these are very important levels because if we take a look at the past, they tend to hold as what? Support and resistance in major levels if we break them. So let's jump on the hour time frame and let's take a look at the past, right? Well, for one, this is where we currently are. And look how price respects a 750 level, right? It creates a support there. Over here, it creates more like a resistance at this 153 level, okay? Now, if we go back down to the 500 level, what happens here as well, guys? Let me go ahead and bring my ellipse tool. You can see at the 500 level, this was once resistance, okay? Then we broke that resistance, and then it became support, okay? And at the 250 level, what happened? We have a bunch of what? Support, and then over here, we have what? Resistance, and then also over here, support, right? So as you can see, from time and time again, what happens? We keep respecting these levels. But I want you guys to understand something, right? Just because price interacts with a psychological level doesn't mean that it's necessarily going to react off of it as soon as it hits it, excuse me, as soon as it hits that level, right? Sometimes it goes a little bit above it, sometimes it goes a little bit below it. You just want to pay attention to these levels, right? I can go all the way back in time and you can see that it consistently respects these levels, right? And this is why it's so important to understand how psychological levels work, because you guys can get some really amazing trade opportunities in these levels, right? So let's come down here, for example, right? If you guys pay attention to my last YouTube video, it was a GBP JPY breakdown me and the team took. And check this out, guys. Look, we can actually mark up the psychological levels here, okay? So this one's going to be 149.000, cool. And then we'll grab the 150. 150.000, cool. And look at that, guys. We're playing in between that zone. We have the resistance of the 150 level and the support of the 149 level. Now in between, we have what? The 500 level. And look how this holds. Isn't that crazy, you guys? Like, I remember when I first learned about psychological levels, I was just like, man, like this thing is insane the way it holds. You see, and look at that. And then me and the team took what? Took buys. Let's go back here. off the right shoulder of this inverse head and shoulders. Okay. We took our buy, I believe it was somewhere around here, right? Nonetheless, you can look at this and say, you know what, let's take our buys at 149, 500 level, right? Price tends to hold. Price hold, you take your buys here. Yes, we went in drawdown by, let's see, 21 pips, and then price exploded, over 100 pips, And if you really wanted to, you could have been patient, waited for price to break the 150 range, then you can catch a nice retest, right? But basically, guys, these are psychological levels at the end of the day, all right? You use this in comparison, right, with your other confluences. So for example, if you have, let's say, I don't know, I'll bring a Fibonacci. Let's see if we can find a Fibonacci retracement, right? Let's say we have this high, let's say we have this low, right? And just for the purpose of this video, let's actually try to get a clean 61, right? So let's say this is your Fibonacci, right? Price is hitting the 61 level, whatever the case may be. Let's say we have a confluence. Now you can say what? We have price respecting the 153 level. That's one confirmation, right? Psychological level. We have an engulfing bearish candle to the downside at a psychological level. That's two confirmations. And we respected, right? Let's just say this happens to be the 61 fib or the 70 fib, and it respects a Fibonacci retracement, right? That's three confirmations. On top of that, you have this upwards channel here, right? That's usually a continuation to the downside, right? So you have four confirmations, right? And this is the trade that you can take. And then you take this trade, and where are we taking it to, right? You can take it to the quarter point, which is about 25 pips, right? Or you can take it to 500 level, right? You can just play off of all of these different psychological levels, right? So in a nutshell, guys, this is just a very quick video to show you guys exactly how psychological levels work, right? And just for a quick example, this is on GJ, right? Where it's very easy to see the psychological levels. But now if we go on a pair like Euro USD, it might not be as easy to see it. But guys, you can do the same thing, right? With Euro USD, it's going to be what? 1.8, right? 1.8 flat. Then we have 1.7 flat. Okay. And then we have what? The in-betweens. We have the 17,500. So this is exactly how the psychological levels work here. Over here, you have what? I think it was the 750. And on top of that down here, you have the 250. Right? Now, if we take a look in the past again, let's see if these levels hold. Well, what do you look at that, right? We're maintaining this level here. We're maintaining this level here. Resistance over here. And you see how price plays in these zones, right? Sometimes it's not as crystal clear, right? Right here, we dropped a little bit below it, even more below. And here we kind of almost tap that level, right? So you have to use it with a grain of salt, right? But it's just an extra confirmation, okay? Just an extra confirmation. And look at this enormous blue candle. Imagine you saw this, right? You saw price come down, go up bullish, and you wanted to get in on the trade. So you're waiting for a pullback, right? Let's actually rewind price, right? Let's go with like the 15-minute time frame. And let's play this. Let's say you saw this, right? Price came down, it wicked the 750 institutional level, came all the way back up. And then on top of that, the bullish engulfing, right? Boom, great confirmation. Take the buy, stop loss, stop loss right below this blue candle, right? TP, you can aim for the next institutional level, which is what? The 18,500 area, right? We have a 1.87 risk to reward. We can probably shorten it if we really wanted to. But let's play it out. And then we just missed TP by a pip. Let's see if we actually smash it. Boom, we smashed it. And then as far as our stop loss, right, we almost got stopped out. Not quite, right? But this is just things that you guys back test, right? You guys back test because every pair, okay, you guys, every pair has their own psychological levels. Yes, it's based off of just, the levels that we see here, right? The 100, the 500, 250, 750, things like that. But ultimately, right, some pairs hold better at certain zones, right? So just something to look at. And on top of that, these are also institutional levels, right? Right here, right? Very nice resistance. And it's at the 800 level, okay? I'm showing you guys the bigger picture, right? The 1.18, the 1.17, and in between those, but we also have these small increments of 100 in between, okay? So psychological levels, guys, just anything ending in the hundreds realistically, even the 50s or the quarter points, and that will really help you out. But I urge you guys, right? I stress you guys to go ahead and back test this so you guys can see it for yourself, all right? So with that being said, guys, I appreciate you guys, YouTube family. You guys have an amazing, amazing day. Drop a like, comment, and subscribe. If you guys want to see anything else from me, please comment down below. I'm consistently thinking of different things to bring you guys when it comes to trading or even just in the mental, the psychological aspect of it. So please, if you guys need any videos or you want to learn about anything and I have knowledge in that area, please drop a comment down below and I will go ahead and record that video for you guys as soon as possible, all right? So you guys have a good one. You guys stay blessed, stay healthy, and I will catch you guys on the next show or the next video. Later.